Hello, peoples! This is Blue Highwind bringing you part 4 of the Mystic Quest LP. And with me here tonight are the following.
Drake Clawfang.
Hello, this is Skaithmote.
I'm Corwen.
And if you were watching last week, we got the Fire Crystal. This week we are doing the 4th and hopefully final crystal, the Wind Crystal. And right here is parts of the next battlefield, which I felt I needed to include.
Why? Only because I was here or something?
Because these enemies always get to ambush you. It's really friggin' annoying. You'll see in the next battle.
What? I think it's so small.
Oh, did you watch the last one? That's what that guy does. Yeah, he gets small.
I just forgot. I did remember it because many illicit jokes were made about me and Ruben.
Oh, yeah. Let me be the first to apologize for that.
Oh.
See? Double
wait,
stone,
what?
over.
That is a
That's
taste
it.
of the horrors. That's Mr. Quest in a nutshell. Ambush,
Yeah.
both petrified, fuck you.
Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't even get to move.
You get to yell at bitch about how horrible the game is.
Yeah, exactly. And look, stoned again. Now, you see, alright, this game isn't just simply, simple and, stupid. It's also really insidious, because this is how it makes difficulty. This is the best you can do.
There's no punishment for dying.
That's the one positive. But,
Even
I mean,
counter with petrified. You can't do anything.
and they can confuse you.
Yep.
Should
And you're dead
Use
again.
thunder on yourself, yep. 3 times
time
in
for a drinking
row.
game or something?
We're up to
we can
3.
think
I
about
got
that
a
later.
Dr. Pepper here.
Wow!
Eventually I come up with the solution. Holy.
Eight more to go.
Yeah, we don't need to watch the rest of that. We'll just skip forward. That's wholly unnecessary. Alright, now we are moving on with the game, going back to the focus tower as one usually does in this.
Yeah. I know you're trying to cover up the pun you made, but I heard that, and I'm angry.
Well, you just gotta stay angry. There's nothing I can do for you. Here we
Other than my podcast.
yeah. Become a Punosaurus Rex.
I've been at a loss. I'm at a loss for words.
It's all to torture you now. Alright, well, I went in the wrong way. I felt that was important for the people at home to see.
And as part of Mr. Quest's tedious torture, you have to walk all the way around the world map.
Yep. Whoa. Interesting.
Over the course of this dungeon's one from
Well, there's never been anything in it, except for this guy.
why does it need to
What? He just keeps saying things, like...
He tells you what to
comic
do.
thing ever explained?
He just always tells you where you need to go next, in case you don't know.
Oh, and a way of hope comes.
Alright, here we go. We're going down this corridor. This has got to be the right way, right? I mean, look at it. Oh, look! We're at the final dungeon! Alright, guys. We're ready to finish this LP?
If only it
Yeah.
were that simple.
It really would have been great to skip the 3 hours of gameplay before this. Yeah, by the way, this video is made out of 3 hours of gameplay. I did a lot of editing.
I think Mr. Quest requires a lot of editing for it to be tolerable. At least for us, I mean, I don't care about you.
Oh, so that makes me feel really warm inside, too. Then you get Arrow. That's an important plot point.
And we
Is that the mothership
Yeah,
contact?
we really have. Whatever's happening at Subcolor Mage's end is really more entertaining than the actual game. Too bad we have to edit all
I've
that
taken
out.
craps that are more entertaining than Mr.
I thought-
Quest.
I don't know. I think static on Audacity does I don't hear anything that can be causing it. It just keeps happening.
Yeah, the people at home hopefully won't hear any of that. But just in case you don't hear it, and we edit it out like smart people, the sound is exactly the sound of a plane taking off.
Oh,
We don't have any planes around here, right? We're in Dublin. That's like really far away from the airport.
Okay. Alright, well, here I'm fighting a mummy, because Ruben got kicked off the bridge.
Can fight a dragon and free a crystal, but one mummy and he's out of his league.
The mummy takes long.
yep. I'll just assume he died.
Okay, there we are, we won. The mummy was the final boss, the game's over. Right? Ruben! Ruben just told us to keep going.
Yeah.
Oh,
And now weird music. Here we go.
Benjamin, the plot doesn't want me to accompany you anymore, so I'll stay here.
Tristram joined. He joins you for exactly 30 seconds.
World's dumbest ninja
Really?
can't even spell his own name right.
I guess they just really needed someone else in the party during this time.
I don't know what was going through their head. By the way, this is one graphical thing that always bugs me in this game. They never actually like make an animation for you going under a bridge. So you just sort of disappear underneath the tile. Which is part of my reasons for why I hate this game. It's just so lazily made.
Yeah. Like, if they wanted a bare bones RPG to acclimate new players into the genre, they already have one. It's called Final Fantasy I for the NES. Like,
Well, actually, this was made by the people who made Final Fantasy Legend, which really says something, because looking at this, it looks exactly like a Game Boy game with color. Which is true, because much of the tiles from this game were actually stolen from Final Fantasy Legend. And as for making a beginner's RPG, Final Fantasy I was a lot harder than this. Alright, so here we are at the Alive Forest. This is the next dungeon. And I'm fast-forwarding now, using the powers of my editing skills, which are endlessly useful in this game.
I see
I was
the
doing actual gameplay.
Oh god.
I see the arrow to the left, and it's telling you to leave. Maybe
Yeah, I
not
know,
leave the
that
dungeon,
always
but just
bugs
leave
me,
Mystic
what the
Quest
deal
in
is.
general.
You may not know this, but this area is actually the demo that you see at the beginning of the game. Like, if you just let it waiting in the title screen, this is what shows you.
Is it a good representation of Mystic Quest then?
Sorry?
Is this a good thing to be in the demo screen? Is this any fun?
Whatever.
I don't know why I asked that. Probably not.
I'm not sure. So we got fighting ghosts, little lollipop ghosts. The enemy design in this game is all that inspired. I think what they were doing is they're like, what appeals to Americans? A little cartoony things. Which is okay, I guess. But, I mean, it doesn't make the enemies look any better than they did on the Nintendo. Like, you'll get sprites from Final Fantasy I, and they actually look a bit more interesting than these.
That's true. Because they were actually designed by someone who could draw.
I guess I'm just a superficial asshole. I can't get over graphics. Ooh.
Some of the enemies look okay.
I like how they move. That's about it.
The bosses look kind of nice enough.
Yeah, but then they reuse the boss sprites. Immediately.
The beast of this area, he's actually my favorite enemy design, because he's the only one that shows some semblance of creativity in the design.
And
They were
fight
so
more
good.
ghosts.
They had to show them immediately after that you fight the boss. Hey, remember this great sprite? Look at it again.
Mummies!
Find another axe.
Found a giant axe.
Is it giant?
Yeah, I'm a giant now and I can use a giant axe.
It doesn't seem to be any stronger.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, you're mentioning about there being... Yeah. Status effect after status effect. Yeah, just put me to sleep 5 times. Bullshit.
That looks like it must have been painful to like.
Yeah, you just keep hitting X and then it gets through it. I mean X on the keyboard because I'm playing this on an emulator. I guess in the real world you'd be hitting A.
You could press little X in the top left too. Then just
You just press the trigger on your gun and you blow your brains out, and then it's all over.
Win!
A lot less painful than the game.
What a strange game. The only way to win is not to play.
I love how obviously filler the tree dungeon is. Because if you look at the world map, the tree is out. It's out of your way to go into the tree. But we have to go here. Plot Railroad says we have to help the tree.
We have to help the Deku tree.
Yep.
am I the only one who finds that face really terrifying?
Well, he's the Deku tree. He's always been terrifying. Alright, skipping ahead. You like that cut right there? It was designed to go and give you whiplash.
That was a funny line right there. Kylie's asleep. Why don't you go talk to her? Like what? Like talk to Grandpa until she wakes up? What?
Yeah. And more editing. We gotta go talk to Spencer. Now, you may not know this, but you actually have to walk a mile to get to Spencer. So I cut all that out.
That's the part of the torture mystic quest. Your character moves like a snail and the areas are huge.
Yeah, Tristram's just leaving us. I told you, he'd be in the party for exactly 30 seconds. Did any of you clock it?
But I gave you a hook shot.
We get the hook.
Yes! Hook shot! Come on,
cares about
double
Spencer?
claw shot this game all the way through! Let us be full Zelda now. Yeah, she wants to blow up the cave for some reason. She never really explained why. Turns out to be a bad idea.
Of course it's a bad idea.
This is where the cave collapses and the whole lake on Aquaria just drains out and the entire village is left to drown and go thirsty and die.
Well, that's all for the next video, I suppose. But first, Kylie must rejoin us. Hooray!
Sort of.
I don't.
Vaguely.
She was the girl who could talk to trees, that's why we had to get her. Because only she can talk to the king of the forest. And here we are.
You let us through the windier even though the path there doesn't actually go past you. Why are we here again?
We have to whack all the monsters inside of him.
What a poop.
He put a hit out on all of them.
I want you to go outside me and whack all the monsters you see. Fish?
The Deku tree is a mob boss. Yeah,
No, Deku tree.
So this really is the Deku tree.
this is my least favorite dungeon in the entire game so far.
Why?
Because it is really long. Like half this video long.
Well, I'm sitting down.
Alright. Good for you. Do not play Mystic Quest while standing on top of your head. It is a bad idea.
You can get rid of while standing on your head for it.
Luckily, trees are weak to axe, and they have to tell you every time. And there's a twig. I don't know what to do with it yet, but I'll find out eventually.
Hook shot, right? I'm assuming.
So for right now, I'm thinking maybe this is going to be a short little dungeon. I just got to kill all the enemies in this area. No. Oh no. I'm like, this is the first dungeon of the wind area. It should be, you know, simple. Fuck no.
Feel that way. Leads to a way of hope and shadow.
Just like life.
You know what I can't believe is that there's still chests full of cure potions.
Yeah, you never use them. Especially this late in the game, because you could just buy full elixirs for only 50 gil. And the full elixirs are cheaper than staying at the inn. The economy of this game is all screwed up.
like it wasn't playtested at all. It wouldn't surprise me.
Square never did playtesting until Final Fantasy 13. And even then they ignored what the playtesters told them.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, seriously, like, this is a true fact. I didn't just make that up. And this game definitely was never playtested, because anyone who did would have been like, man, this game is not fun at all. You just do this over and over again. Can you at least bring us random encounters? That way you can at least run from fights, you don't have to fight everything you see?
Yeah.
What do refreshers do?
I'm not sure.
I think they restored stat penalties or something.
Oh, you...
Which is great, because, like, how many enemies do that anyway?
Oh. You're the Mystic Quest master here, you don't even know what they do?
No, I never cared enough to find out.
Crap.
I never needed them, that's all I know.
So now I'm totally lost for a minute. Like, what the hell? I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually.
Since this is pre-recorded and the video has an end, I hope the next 50 minutes isn't you walking
Isn't
around.
just me. No, it's not. I
DQ tree.
eventually figure it out. Like, oh, there has to be a place. There just has to be something. Because I refuse to use game facts on this game. There we go. It's actually, you can actually hook shot to them.
Yep.
Like this
alright.
game hadn't ripped off enough things already.
If only it ripped off more from Zelda, then it would have been fun.
Yeah. Zelda ended up ripping off this. I always made the joke, if you look at the world map, the world of Zelda the Spirit Tracks is the Mystic Quest world map. Just flip the top two regions. You got 4 elemental regions with a tower in the center.
I don't remember there being an air region in Spirit Tracks.
No, there was ice, water, fire, and earth or force or whatever.
No, there was like, yeah, there's forest, there's water, there's volcano, and then there's tundra. This game has earth, wind, water, fire, and then I suppose the 5th region will be heart.
Doom.
The Dune region. This game has antimatter.
It will be hard for the final boss to be technical.
Oh hell yeah.
So that would be mildly interesting. Why would this game do something like that?
No, I want to play the Captain Planet game now.
Well, Quake sucks.
It does. I just realized
Except-
that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good against worms.
Oh, for a second I thought that was an entire room full of enemies and I was about to cry. Like all those mushrooms were... Wait, they're the shrooms. 8-bit would be happy if he was
Yeah,
here.
8-bit really would be happy if he saw all the shrooms. There are a lot more shrooms in this dungeon too, trust me. It's just their way to make the axe relevant. You know, this is what they were thinking when they're making this game. We could add action elements to this, so you can use weapons outside of battle. But then they realized you only use them rarely, so let's just add a million things you have the axe down. And make the battles really long.
Relatively best parts of the game. Just exploring in that. But no, they gotta throw in the enemies.
You can never explore it, it's just everything in your way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea, but... Yeah, it doesn't work all that well. It's like, this could easily just been an empty hallway, nothing would have changed.
Yeah, like, there's nothing stopping me. I just got to press the button every block.
But it does eat up time, and that's the challenge of Mystic Quest, how long can you last?
It's waiting-based gameplay. It's not gameplay based on challenge, it's how much can the player tolerate.
I ain't never playing this game again. I played it to walk through it one time, I've done my dues.
Yeah. Eventually we all have to play Mystic Quest. It's the first circle of Purgatoria.
Would I?
Donkey,
After playing this, you won't want to live anymore.
will I ascend to heaven after completing this LP?
What was that? Oh, it was Arrow. Arrow seems to also be terrible.
It's a tornado, yeah.
I've had enough of those already from some television. If you're a good editor, this would make no sense.
No one would watch this if we don't edit any of that.
But you just find it insane.
I love that they give you a meteor in the dungeon where all the monsters exist on Earth.
Yeah,
Someone had the brilliant idea to make Meteor Earth on this game.
they also made Meteor weaker than Holy, so you never use it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think Meteor is the opposite of... whatever.
You're thinking
I
too
don't
much
even-
Final Fantasy VII, that's a better game.
I'd rather play 8 than play this game.
So again, I'm lost. I'm like, what the hell do I do? I get lost so often in this one dungeon. That's why it's my least favorite one. See, because there's a twig there, I couldn't quite see it just out of view. And trust me, it's always a breath of good air when you see trees, because they die in one hit.
You know, I kind of remember...
And they tell you every time.
Yeah. I remember in the first part, like the very first part, we actually, you know, were kind of optimistic, and then it took you to the second part to realize that Mr. Quest was a bad game. Look
Yeah.
how far we've come. It's just sort of like, yep, this is a bad game.
How can we describe how bad it is this week?
Yeah.
Well, at least last week we talked about shrooms. We've definitely gotten gloomier.
Well, we can't talk about the game. What's there to talk about?
Anyone see any good movies lately?
I got Thor for my birthday yesterday.
No, I don't like Thor.
I watched The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin 2 days ago. It's a good movie.
You watched what Charlie Chaplin movie?
The Great Dictator.
Oh, The Dictator. That's an okay one.
I mean, it's
like
not
his-
his best one. It's not City Lights or anything, but it's pretty good.
It's like his version of Duck Soup. Anyway, I skip a lot because I don't know how to open the door, then I finally find out. You gotta stab it in the face. Like,
That's
obviously,
how you progress to the 3. Stab it in the face.
obviously, were you all thinking when I saw that face, oh, you idiot, you have to stab it in the face.
I was thinking I'd like to do that to the game makers.
No,
I
you
just
can't
knew that was gonna send
stab
you
game makers in the face, Tricky. That's against the law. They'll put you...
Yeah, well, it should be against the law to make it something like this. I mean, if making this doesn't qualify you for capital punishment, what does?
Stabbing people in the face?
Well, they deserved it. They made this.
The jury might disagree with you on that one.
So all those vines going down just traps. Did they ever do anything for you?
No, they never take you where you're supposed to go. As far as I know, they're always not where you're supposed to go.
Just rookie mistakes. You think there might lead you somewhere new. Nope, just making the dungeon even longer.
Oh, by the way, if that one claw thing led me to the left there, just about like 10 minutes of this video would have been cut out. At least a half hour of gameplay would have been gone. Thanks, Game Maker.
Seriously, so horrible. Like, what are you doing other than just walking around stabbing things in the face?
Stabbing, well, you're cutting them with an axe. See, this game has all kinds of different styles of gameplay. Killing the Maker.
The thing that pissed me off as a kid was when the guy said, you've got to whack all the monsters inside me. I was stupid. I actually went around fighting all the enemies, killing them one by one. And then when you get to the boss, if you kill the boss, all the enemies should disappear.
Yeah. I kind of figured out what they were going for after the first room when I realized how freaking long this dungeon is. By the way, that's another big thing of the Mystic Quest experience. When you walk into a room and you think maybe the boss is going to be in there, then you see it's full of enemies, and your heart sinks because you know you're gonna have to fight all of them. By the way,
Yeah,
metal
I saw
slime.
that, and it was my heart sank.
It's a metal slime, awesome! No, it's not a metal slime, it's just gray goo. It doesn't give you any extra EXP. They did that to piss me off, because they knew I loved Dragon Quest, and they put in an enemy that looked like a metal slime just to ruin me.
Still need to play Dragon Quest games, I haven't done that.
You really should. I mean,
Maybe
don't
it's
play
probably more
this.
fun than this, at least. Even Dragon Quest 1, which I heard was probably the oldest game, like old archaic thing, it would still be more fun than this.
Dragon Quest 1 was the first JRPG, and yeah, it's definitely probably better than this. I haven't played it yet, but... It's got slimes in it. How bad could it be?
I heard there's only one party member, and you can only have one enemy. You fight one enemy at a time. Or something.
Alright, I don't know. I played the Super Nintendo remake. Just me. Remakes are always better. What if they remade this? For the PlayStation 3, how would you feel?
My faith in humanity already dead, but he re-dead.
See, I lose. Last second, I lost that battle.
I like that they give you the chance to give up. Has this game beaten you enough?
No.
You know what would be fair? Status effects having a chance to miss.
They never do. Your only survival is if the enemies are too stupid to use their best attack. Because if they all use stone every time, you'd never be able to win.
I knew you were gonna fall down that hole. I just...
Oh wait, no, that actually is the hole you have to fall through.
Oh, it actually... Okay.
Yeah, one time you have to do it. You just miss! All the time you miss! Why? Why? Why is this?
Because the developers hate us.
Friggin... I just got done playing Chrono Cross too, and guess what you do that entire game? You miss. It's so annoying. But at this part is actually one thing I do like. You get the claw up, and you gotta fall and grab things on the bottom. This is actually cool. But
But if you miss, you fall back down and gotta go all the way around.
oh, I don't miss. Don't worry about that.
Well, I did when I played through it, and it fucking annoyed me. But I suck that way.
You actually can hold down the button, and it's really simple. So here we are. I'm like, is this the end? Nope, enemies. I think this dungeon might actually be longer than the third dungeon. It definitely took me longer.
Is this... How... Why is this still going on?
Yeah, it still is.
This is like the 5th floor or something, I don't...
It's friggin' massive. We're still not done yet, either. Not by a long shot.
What is it?
Oh,
Well, when the happy snowman kills a skeleton.
he confused me. He made me do it. Oh, right here. I'm trying to open up this chest, and I can't quite do it. It's perspective. That chest is actually higher than me.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Those are some perverted slimes keep thrusting up into the air.
they want you. Anyway, I guessed correctly with the 3 doors, so you can thank me for that.
Well, you guessed correctly after going through all the doors.
Yeah, the 3 doors you can pick. I picked the one with the least enemies, and the one that actually goes where you want to go.
Another part of the torment, all the false paths and dead ends.
Alright, let's say Mystic Quest actually is a circle in hell. What would be the sin that I've committed to play this? Usury?
I think sloth, because they
Yeah, I was
make
gonna
it
say
work, constantly fight, 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 walk, walk.
I'm pretty sure it's Simony.
No, that's being
definitely-
face down in.
Oh, you don't know what
Countdown.
Simony is. Sorry. That's selling indulgences to get you into heaven, which I've done. I do it often. It's the way I spend my afternoon.
The hoodie is, yeah, the hoodie is a circle in hell for that.
I'm the world's biggest Simonac.
This is like the Highlander 2 of the Final Fantasy series. You want to talk, how bad is 8? How bad is 10? How bad is 13? You want to make it look good? Play this game.
I actually haven't
With the
seen
afteryears.
Highlander 2, but I did see Highlander 3, and that was pretty bad.
The funny thing about Highlander 2 is that you can't find it anywhere. It's been completely wiped from existence.
No,
If you go to
could-
Netflix, you can't get it on. You cannot get Highlander 2 on Netflix or anything.
I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. If you look for it, it's probably right there.
Who would want to pay to see it anyway?
Wait, Scape, you're in Indonesia. Can't you just buy any movie off some guy in the street?
Oh yeah, I could go out and buy the Dark Knight Rises right now if I wanted to.
Why would you want to? It's up.
The Dark Knight Rises is the best movie ever. You shut up right now.
Avengers, thank you. I think you meant the Avengers.
No, the rest of this video is going to be me and you arguing over which one of these movies is the best. Fuck Mystic Quest. It's now movie time.
You know, I agree.
That's honestly what pisses me off about Mystic Quest. Not that it's bad, it's just there's a void of goodness. What is good about the game? Like 8 and 10 and 13, there's at least something nice you can say about the fucking thing. Mystic Quest, the music's alright. And what?
You know, the happy video game nerd actually gave this game a lot of praise. I'm just not sure why.
He was stoned off his ass.
He's too happy, I think.
There are people who like this game.
Yeah. According to TV tropes, there's a vocal fan base. I'm not sure where they are. I mean, if there is a vocal fan base, please come visit me, because I will put you in my basement next to the Final Fantasy 13-2 fans. And that is our required reference to Final Fantasy 13-2 for this video. Thank you very much.
Finally, we're on the last floor. Salvation is in sight.
You gotta fight the fucking skeletons that always use the status effects. Bullshit. And they have attacks to kill you in one hit.
Yeah. That's the fake difficulty of Mystic Quest. You only have 2 party members. You get confused, you get put to sleep, you die, you're fucked. Just die. Really.
Yeah, fake difficulty is a good word for it.
Is that the boss up there?
Yes. Yes, it is. What's happened? We've done it! Oh my god! Oh, it's the end of the game. This is the end of the game. I'm sure of it. This gotta be the last guy. I skipped through the boss.
King Ghidorah.
They actually called him Ghidorah?
Well, that's Ghidorah. They were too lazy to put in the O, I guess.
No, Ghidorah. That's his American name at the time. But that's bullshit. They named him Ghidorah? He doesn't look shit like Ghidorah. I'm a big Godzilla fan, and I'm offended that there's any Godzilla references in this game. Anyway, this battle needs to go on for a while. Just imagine how cool this game would have been if Godzilla was in it.
I'd be rooting for Godzilla.
You always root for Godzilla, it's just required.
At this game particularly, if I had to fight Godzilla, I wouldn't let him win. I wouldn't want Benjamin to live.
I wouldn't want to live if I were fighting Godzilla. I know my place. Godzilla's more important than me. I'll be dead one day, and no one's gonna care, but Godzilla will live on through the ages.
I'm just waiting for this dungeon to end. I'm just excited. This is almost over.
Alright,
I think everyone is waiting for this to end.
that's it. We went through the dungeon. And by the way, this is the one cool part. The tree ferries you to where you're supposed to go. The tree's walking right now.
Was that spelling something in the background there?
I'm not sure.
I
It was
think it's
probably
a
like-
like on kid.
It says, ha ha ha, you fucks, you played through all of that. We can't believe it.
Okay, that's painful, dude.
Well, I didn't
Oh,
give
you
him
went
any
back
money.
in. Why?
Back in a sec.
No, I have to use teleport to get out. Don't worry, you don't have to walk all the way back again. Alright. Just checking. The alive forest and the tree are now different locations.
What's that?
There's still no reason we actually had to go into the tree.
Well, we had to whack all the bad guys inside of him. He's the Don, alright? You listen to him when he says. We are now all made men, okay? All of us.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine once we get another crystal.
We're all members of the Gambino crime family.
For a second I thought you were going to step on that portal and it was going to take you, like, to the water region or something horrible. I just knew.
It takes you
back
right
into the
back
tree.
into the middle of the dungeon.
They missed a prime opportunity to increase the torture there. You make the teleporters one way. Teleport all the way around the world, and you have to walk back.
Okay, I'm not fighting those battlefields, because I kind of reached, like, my limit of annoyance after that dungeon. But I managed to play through this entire section of the game in one run, and I think that's the only time anyone's ever done that. Yay, Cupid Locket!
Hello, stranger who just barged into my front room. You want to buy my locket for $300?
And I do. I don't know what it does, but, I mean, it's gotta be nice.
It protects against a bunch of statuses, I think.
He can give you stuff. You can give it to your one beloved. Oh, see what that is?
It's Chocobo from the NES version of Final Fantasy II.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's the one Final Fantasy thing in this game. There's a chocobo. And it makes me happy.
Stuck to a weather vane.
Yeah. They tied him to the weather vane. That's depressing. Alright, so... now we're talking to this guy. He's got a big library. Can't read any of the books because nobody can read this game knows how to read. I've kind of lost a few parts of myself after the battle.
Someone on the wiki moved his page. His full name is supposed to be Otto Sid Beckenstein. And on the one hand, yay, there's a Sid in the game, but on the other hand, where the hell did they find that out?
They're the ones who made the game. Evil Bob. He's on the wiki. We gotta hunt him down.
His name is Otto Sid Beckenstein.
Yeah.
If his name was Frankenstein, I'd give him a point, but sadly no.
Could have just called him Sid, but no, that would be silly.
I wouldn't be surprised if Square Enix decided this game needed an Ultimania.
All the secret stuff we're not seeing. There's actually a huge, deeply engrossing plot going on about the status of humanity in the world. There's alien invaders. There's actually two Benjamins, a dark form inside of himself. This is actually the most epic game we've ever seen, but all of it's in Japanese, and you'll never be able to read any of that part.
Mr. Quest Final Miss.
It's not Benjamin versus the forces of evil, it's the developers versus the player. The developers do not want us to finish this game. They pull out all the stops to try and demoralize us. But we press on.
Oh, if this wasn't by the guys behind Legend and FF2, then yeah, that makes sense. Their games are pretty much all players versus developers in difficulty.
Well,
Or,
developers
in this
definitely
case,
won't.
patience.
I feel like
it's
I
not
lost.
laziness, they know exactly what they're doing. They're pissing us off.
Does anyone else feel like they lost because they played this game?
Yes.
We've all lost today.
I actually think I'm getting dumber watching the gameplay.
It happens.
Things are just sort of happening, and I accept them. And they're going by on the screen.
After the last video, 8-Bit couldn't talk for weeks. That's why he's not here. He's currently in a mental institution.
Currently? I thought he was already.
No, he went into a deeper one. That's the mental institution run by mental institution inmates. It's for the really crazy people.
They call it the Final Fantasy Wiki chat room.
Haha. It all makes sense now. Except none of it does. Anyway, we gotta go to the next place. Because...
Good. know how many times I've seen this palette, I'm dying.
You're dying?
Yes, this... I don't know if I'll be able to keep this up very much longer.
No, someone has to save Skate.
The dullness of the tile sets against him.
We have to save him. He can't die like this. He's too important. He's the future of the wiki. Who's typing?
That's me. I'm editing the wiki because I saw an NPC say something. More interesting than the video. I care too much. I'm actually editing the page Pazuzu's Tower right now. Anything to divert my attention from the game.
Alright, that's definitely an LT first right then. The game is so bad that editing a wiki is more fun. And let me tell you, editing a wiki is not fun. The only...
I do it pretty much for a living at this point, and no, it's not really more fun, but more fun than this.
Do we have a reception section to the page about this game? Had that comment.
Alright, well...
Well, I'm here. Let's click the link and see what our page has to say on it. The Mystic Quest has received a considerable amount of criticism and is perhaps one of the most disliked games in the series. What is this perhaps? There's doubt?
Perhaps one of the most
That
disliked.
section needs badly rewriting.
Well,
Have we been going through this dungeon already? Wasn't it like in the fire region or something?
it does look exactly like the fire region dungeon. They friggin'
Oh, there's a
reused
bridge
it.
now, it's different.
Yeah, I'm lost again. And for the stupidest reason. You'll never believe you'll never believe how dumb I am. There's a gap back there.
I don't think so. I would believe it.
Alright. There was a gap back there, and I'm not sure what to do. So I'm like, do I blow up the rocks? I'm like, damn it, what the hell?
You just jumped, don't you?
Yeah. I'll figure it out eventually. Don't tell the people at home what you're supposed to do right there. I'm like, I can't hookshot over. How the hell do I get over a gap? This is also like the shortest dungeon in the game too, and it's taking me forever.
Oh, to make up for the tree and the tower coming up. Have to make it short.
Yeah, the tower.
Ironically, my favorite dungeon in the game. As I said, this is where they finally, it's like, they woke up and like, oh shit, we might want to put some effort into this game or something like that.
Oh, I feel bad, because
Decided to.
I kind of cut out most of the tower in order to let this video fit in around an hour. Because after the tree, I mean, I just can't let these videos go beyond more than an hour, or else the people watching them will literally die at their computers. And, you know, I don't want to kill people.
I know how that feels.
So anyway, I had to go leave my computer for about 3 hours, look for inspiration, and there you go, you just jump over the damn thing. I forgot you could jump in this game. Because you can't jump over the enemies, you think you could. No.
I think at this point we've just been broken by this game.
We were broken long ago. What exists now is the shell of a man.
I feel fine.
I think Mystic Quest has ceased to become a game long ago. It's just sort of a... I don't even know what it is anymore. I've completely lost any semblance of feeling.
Describe Mystic Quest in 1,500 words or less.
Terrible.
I'll describe it in torture.
I got one word for this game. Fuck!
You want to add a U to that?
No.
Okay.
I gotta kill Dracula now.
You know, I used to like the random battle theme. Sort of. Not anymore, really. Oh, finally.
Oh, you missed the shield.
What? I did?
Oh, there's the green guy up there. He's blocking a little plateau thing with the Aegis shield. I think it is on it.
Do I need it?
No,
Alright, good. We're not getting it.
you missed the second level claw back in the mine, but you don't need it because you get the third level one.
Well, Celty beat me. Damn it. Damn it, Celty!
Wait, is it really named something?
No, it's just dual hunt, but I wanted to remind myself of better times. I do like how the Dracula turns into little, bats when you kill him.
I don't like anything anymore.
I like the little angels that appear when you cast life.
Those are in other better games.
I know, but they're the size of the character, so it's funny. I killed the horse! Just gotta kill the rider.
The only thing I feel happy about right now is that I'm not actually playing this game.
And now he's just charging at us piss.
He got you.
He's going to knock us down. Yeah, it's amazing how big they get once you get off their horses.
I love that one attack, head boomerang. He can throw his head like a boomerang. He's just that awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the attack, head boomerang.
Oh, I didn't know what that was supposed to mean. Because he doesn't have to throw his head. If he did, this game would be good.
Yeah, that might be
Can't
good.
have that!
Do that.
Can't have a good game.
You can never have a good game.
Imagine that in a game like 12 or 13 where you can actually see the boss in 3D, wheel his head back and throw it like a boomerang to hit the party.
Anyway, that's
Oh,
another
is-
thing. Let's talk about
He's gonna try making Rainbow Road.
Yes, he's making Rainbow Road. We get to play Mario Kart 64.
If I knew the Rainbow Road theme, I'd be humming it right now. But I don't. I suck that way.
I haven't played Mario Kart 64 since the 90s, so I have no idea what it is. So anyway, we're now going to the last dungeon. Pazuzu's Tower.
Oh, sorry there.
You said it in stereo. It's better.
I love how they mentioned that Otto built the tower there, but it's called Pazuzu's Tower.
Yeah, I saved some chick named Norma. I don't know who she is. I don't give a shit.
No one does.
Alright.
But she isn't in danger, she's just standing by the entrance.
I know.
Oh, beholders can reflect your magic.
Yay.
Some of the few enemies in the game that require strategy, they're immune to magic.
Every other enemy in this game gets killed by wind, so I just use it as my phone.
Why would they be killed by wind in the wind dungeon?
Because it's Mystic Quest, alright?
Really?
What part of that don't you understand? It's Mystic Quest. Get with the program, Skate.
They're killed by wind because it's mystical.
They're flying, of course they get killed by wind. They're up there, you know?
A giant tornado comes around, whips them through the air into a building.
The birds get killed by tornadoes all the time. That was my own fault right there. And after a while you get stuck like spamming the same, button over and over again. You forget that the game's cursor stayed on the last attack you used. They also like the blind Kylie. Stupid.
Oh, there he is. Yes. No.
Yeah. Yeah, he runs away. You didn't think it was gonna be that easy, did you?
The developers are too evil for that. These guys get pissed when you hit them.
Screw up their faces. I want to be out of it.
The boss has been reused already.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
They said they did it in... It took them more than a dungeon.
When you go through the passage in the focus tower to get the arrow spell, the enemy party already has the boss palette swap before you fight the boss.
Wow. That's fucked up.
That's pretty loud.
It's like they didn't think this through, and then when you look at the rest of the game, oh yeah, they didn't. No one put any thought to this.
I think they just, like, didn't have much budget. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt. They didn't have much budget. They couldn't make, like, a big game. This was made by Square Enix Osaka, and they definitely didn't have the same budget as the other parts of Square. But, I mean, they could have made something more fun. Like, you know, if you press A and a sword came out and you hit enemies with it, imagine that. Or, like, you could walk around in battles and you could really fight things.
I would just like cut out half the enemy encounters and use that freed up data space to add a couple text boxes to protect as a plot. Like wait there.
There is no way in hell this game is using the entire Super Nintendo's capabilities. Alright, this is the same system that has Chrono Trigger, it has Donkey Kong Country, it has Super Castlevania 4. These are all like really graphically impressive games, and this is just a Game Boy game.
Wasn't Castlevania 4 a launch title?
Gaming. So many awesome games. And then there's this.
It's recommended
On Super Mario World, Final Fantasy, Mystic Quest.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Remember that. So, who would you recommend Mystic Quest to?
People on death row.
Oh, like where you'll be after you kill the developer?
What's that?
You were gonna kill the developers earlier, and I told you that he put you in jail for 100 years. Then kill you. Or do they not have the death penalty in Canada?
No, we don't do that.
Oh, crap. You should become a civilized country and kill your criminals. Anyway, that's skipping some stuff. You don't need to see any of that.
Good.
I skip a lot in this dungeon, because this dungeon actually took me an hour and a half. And, yeah, fuck that. We don't need to see all that.
And there's some great Mystic Quest strategy there. When the enemies are kicking your ass, just run away and you'll be here and you can heal up and fight them again.
It's like Chrono Cross, except more fun.
No, actually Chrono Cross is a much better game than that. I take back what I said about it in the first video. Chrono Cross is beautiful, it's at least trying, it's made by people who really care. This not so much.
I don't know, I always found Chrono Cross the least fun RPG I've ever played in my life, but...
You haven't played this, have you?
Nope.
Well, there you
No, I
go.
did play it a really long time ago, but I don't remember anything about it. Maybe it was so bad that I just wiped it from my mind.
When I finish this game, I'm gonna go over to, like, some memory erasing place, and they're gonna take it out of me.
Is it Recall?
No, that's the opposite of that. That's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Just like I did to get rid of my memories of watching the remake of Total Recall. Haha! Burned.
If you went to see the remake of Total Recall, I'm sorry, but you deserve to be disappointed like that.
I mostly watched it for my blog. I like to review
I have
things.
no such restriction. No one cares about my opinions, so I don't have to watch anything.
Nobody cares about mine either, that's why I have barely any readers.
Hey, it's the dollar hand palette swaps.
Yeah, already. You didn't think that'd be the end of him, did you? But he does in one hit now, hooray!
I really wish there was more than one, you know, boss that didn't, only appeared once, like... I guess I haven't reused the fiends yet. Or whatever they're called in this game. Oh, they do actually reuse them?
All the
Well, they
bosses...
gotta reuse them for the last dungeon. The original Final Fantasy did.
Yeah, all the 4 fiends come back in the last dungeon. We gotta fight them again.
Well, they have different names in the different palettes, but yeah, it's the same sprites.
I I'm amazed how little sprites this game has. Like, the sprites aren't all that technically, expansive, but it's like, come on, seriously.
But they wasted all their sprite room on making several different sprites for each enemy.
Even then,
Because, we really need to see the enemies getting injured.
this is worse than Final Fantasy 12.
It's a waste of space.
Seriously, Final Fantasy 12, you spend the whole game fighting wolves in every area. But this game manages to get more palette swapping than that.
Well, as you get further on in 12, you get that greater right. Not so much here.
I think these wizards are new sprite.
No, they're not.
Never mind.
They're from the water dungeon, I think.
I think there were the mages there.
I think they were in the fire world too. It doesn't matter.
The enemies never have anything to do with the region, really. Wind region, you have sphinxes and mages and beholders, because why not?
Alright, that's cutting. Let me get to the important bits. Where I find this thing, whatever's in the chest. Because we could be here for another hour, you all realize this, right? We don't want that. If anyone's still watching this, I'd offer you a toaster, but I gave mine away already.
To me, right?
Yeah, you got the toaster. I sent it to some island in Indonesia. Where are you, Borneo?
No, I'm in Jakarta.
Crap, well, somebody in Indonesia got the toaster. I'm sure they watched the whole video of part 2. Indonesians love Mystic Quest, right? Yeah, anyway,
I don't think anyone knows Mr. Quest. Oh good, we found the boss.
Yeah, we're fighting
I guess.
Zuzu.
We've cut, whatever, just the boss is here.
Playtime's over, prepare to meet your doom!
And you can forget about Captain Mark. Like I said, one of the few enemy designs to show some semblance of creativity. Birdman and you little rogues.
Evil Bird King.
Like, I would like to see this design in a normal game. The great Birdman with the robes and the crown.
That would be cool. Birdman. Harvey Bird King, attorney at the Eagle Nest.
And then, of course, later he pulls out a little trick. There
Wait,
it
he has
is.
moving sprites? Animation. What is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna demonstrate what happens. Use magic to him right now. You get fucked.
Reflection.
Yeah,
I'm
game over.
surprised, I didn't know.
Yeah, this is the most strategy any boss has had yet. As in, there actually is a strategist. So they could have been doing this the whole time. Somehow more than
Mystic Quest has 5 minutes that are good.
5 minutes is a good game. The rest of it, go rape yourself. In a bathtub. That's the Mystic Quest experience.
Yep.
Zuzu, use Sky Attack! It's super effective!
Oh, he's immune to every single status effect. You get to learn that now. I like how he killed me, I revived myself fast enough and my attack still went through. That doesn't happen often.
He's like reclining and doing that.
Yeah, he's...
I'm tired, I need to take a nap.
Come on guys, let's take a lie down.
I'm too old for this shit.
He needs some grapes or something.
Oh, there we go. He's done. Yeah, they couldn't even bother to, like, code an elevator, so you just float up.
Yeah. That might have taken
For a second-
effort.
For a second I was thinking, oh no, elevator sequence.
Ah, the glory of the crystal! Does the crystal make it all worth it, guys?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, it's not the same crystal.
Damn. Maybe the last one will be one. Alright, we got the sky coins, so we can get out of here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let me just go talk to Otto and we can be out of here. Seems like he knows stuff. Hey, and Ruben rejoins us.
Yay. It's like a narrative device. The beginning started with Ruben, and the ending also ends with Ruben.
Bookends of Ruben.
Or maybe I'm just really tired of Mr. Quest and trying to have some sort of trying to make it seem better than it actually is.
Well, remember, when you're feeling desperate about Mystic Quest and you want to cut your wrist, cut along your arm, not across it. It's more effective that way.